Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let me, on a procedural basis, first of all, to mention the fact that I will start briefly in Romanian, and based on a well-established custom, I will continue my presentation in English. Doamnelor și domnilor, excelențele voastre, îmi face o deosebită plăcere să fiu astăzi aici cu dumneavoastră cu ocazia lansării președinției lituaniene a Uniunii Europene. Și vreau de la bun început să urez succes președinției unei țări prietene europene, Lituania. Este o președinție care va gestiona dosare complexe într-o perioadă complexă. Vreau să spun că mi-aduc aminte cu foarte mare plăcere vizita pe care am întreprins-o la sfârșitul lunii mai, turneul Baltic și, bineînțeles, vizita oficială întreprinsă în Lituania, discuțiile extrem de substanțiale, de solide și amicale cu autoritățile lituaniene, cu ministrul de externe și alți înalți demnitari. Aceste discuții mi-au consolidat evaluarea și aprecierea că prioritățile președinției lituaniene sunt prioritățile Uniunii Europene, sunt prioritățile României. Încă o dată am încrederea cu privire la o președinție de succes a Lituaniei la nivelul Uniunii Europene. În egală măsură vreau și eu să felicit Croația pentru faptul că este al 28-lea membru al Uniunii Europene începând cu 1 iulie. Este rezultatul unor eforturi de durată. Este o prezență mai mult decât binevenită și vreau să salut prezența Croației în Uniunea Europeană și, bineînțeles, să felicit și să mulțumesc fostei președinții irlandeze pentru toate eforturile și activitatea deosebită întreprinsă la Bruxelles, în capitală și aici la București. This semester poses many challenges for the Union. It will require a pragmatic and ambitious spirit from the presidency. The motto you chose for a credible, growing and open Europe summarizes very well the Union's objective. Financial stability, employment, competitiveness, security and cooperation in Europe, and stronger involvement in its neighborhood. Many priorities lie ahead of us. From the beginning, Romania welcomes the fact that the Lithuanian presidency's priorities in these areas reflect also our objectives in the European Union. The economic crisis and the necessary EU response continue to top the Member States' agenda. The Prime Minister of Lithuania, Algirdas Butkevičius, said that we should continue to work hard and not expect miracles regarding the short-term economic development. I believe it is equally important to learn the lessons which the crisis taught us and to take those measures that create employment and economic growth. Their success will bring the EU closer to our citizens. Despite the direct impact of our economic environment, the crisis should be seen as an incentive for a deeper integration process based on the values of unity and solidarity, I underline unity and solidarity, which are at the core of the European construction. During the Irish presidency of the EU Council, the final agreement was reached on the multi-annual financial framework 2014-2020. It is important now to use this tool in order to initiate projects of economic growth. We trust that the Lithuanian presidency will succeed in the timely adoption of the legislative package for the proper implementation of the next budgetary exercise. A credible Europe, both at home and worldwide, rely on a stable and effective financial framework and a stronger economic and monetary union. We share the Lithuanian presidency's objective to seek balanced solutions, ensuring that the euro and non-euro member states are benefiting from the ongoing efforts to consolidate the economic and monetary union, preventing the fragmentation of the single market and stimulating economic growth throughout the European Union. We should stick to the current strategy of combining fiscal consolidation with structural reforms aimed at enhancing competitiveness. By taking this approach, Romania succeeded, despite the European economic downturn, to come out of the excessive deficit procedure, and, according to the European Commission's spring forecast, the perspectives are positive. We need to make use of all the instruments agreed upon the EU level in order to reduce the disparities between countries and regions. In this context, we particularly appreciate the priority given by the Lithuanian presidency to the macro-regional strategies. The European strategy for the Danube is such an essential framework of action in our region. The second annual forum of the Danube strategy and the meeting of the foreign ministers of the Danube countries, to be held in Bucharest on 28-29 of October this year, will be an opportunity to set strategic guidelines and ensure the coherent implementation of its important projects. We agree, the Lithuanian presidency, that energy security has to be put high among the European priorities. We salute also its focus on the external dimension of the energy policy. A functional, integrated, secure and diverse European energy market is dependent on continuing to engage suppliers in the EU's eastern vicinity and continuing to develop new intra-EU infrastructure projects. Romania also shares your objective for an open Europe towards its citizens as well as towards its neighborhood. Accession to the Schengen area remains an important objective for Romania. This is a legitimate expectation, given that all requirements provided by the Schengen acquis have been fulfilled. We count on the Lithuanian presidency to actively work on a consensus solution in this dossier based on the two-steps approach. The free movement of persons is a core EU value and a fundamental right of the European citizens, and we rely on the presidency to send a strong political message in this field. Romania shares with the Lithuanian presidency the commitment towards advancing the relations between the European Union and the Eastern neighborhood countries. The Eastern Partnership Summit, to be held in Vilnius on 28-29 November, gives us the opportunity to highlight very clearly the progress that the partner states have made so far in coming closer and closer to the European Union, and to set out new strategic guidelines for the future. Recently, the European Union and the Republic of Moldova successfully concluded the final round of negotiations on a deep and comprehensive free trade area as part of the association agreement. The next steps will be the sealing of these agreements in Vilnius and the offering of a clear perspective for signing these agreements in 2014. We count on your support in order to promote an ambitious calendar in this regard. Romania will be supportive of the objective to make as much progress as possible this semester on the enlargement policy. This is an important incentive for ambitious and durable reforms. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in 2014 the European Union will face an important test before its citizens with the upcoming European elections. Building a credible Europe, offering the appropriate answers to unemployment and regaining economic growth are essential aspects for our citizens. Last but not least, we need an open Europe where the fundamental European values are respected. I express my confidence that during the Lithuanian presidency we will step up the European agenda in accordance with these objectives. I wish to your government and to your team success in holding the EU rotating presidency. Thank you. Mulțumesc.